Okay, yay. Hi, everybody. So good to see your faces. Happy Monday. I'm going to just get this party started with a PowerPoint, just so I don't forget what I want you to know. So we're going to go to that first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this. I know it's weird to see it this wonky way, but this allows me to see if people continue to come in, and then I can let them in because I still haven't figured out through Zoom how to just let you guys come in without me admitting you. It's super annoying. So anyway, we started with our team mission for a while, and then I just believe it's so good to start with the company's mission and vision, because we hear in a lot of trainings that as a leader, and just if you're doing anything in your life, it's tough to do something if you don't have a clear vision and you don't have a clear mission. And I think LifeVantage defines it so well. And again, I think these are beautiful things that you could use as like your elevator pitch when someone asks you what you do. So our mission at LifeVantage, and I think it's a good thing for us to just memorize these or have these in the notes of our phone and memorize them again. So when someone asks, what do? You could use these. Our mission to leverage the power of network marketing to unlock the health and wealth of every life we touch. That may not be the one you want to go with, but the vision. I empower people with products that support their health and well-being and opportunities that can help them create a personal legacy. Imagine if someone said that to you and you said, what do you do? I'd be like, whoa, tell me more. Okay. And then next, we saw this in the pose training as well. Every Tuesday on the official LifeVantage page, there's going to be a live presentation. That's going to be Michelle Scaff tomorrow night. She has a wonderful heart. I believe she is a former athlete. I believe, I don't know for sure her bio, but I'll make sure that I get it. And then Thursday night, there's 2 available to you guys, and I'm super excited about this. So Thursday night, there's the one that Stu always sends out in your email. You'll get it from Ahave and Associates. And that will be Kathleen Troust. She'll be doing a webinar that people can tune into. I am also going to be doing one Thursday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am partnering up with Josie Tong. She's from Australia. And I'm partnering up with her because I reached out to her because her team is exploding and I wanted to know how. And she told me they're doing the 30-minute like workouts, the 30-minute power hours, so to speak, which I'm bringing into this team. And she said they are also teaming up and doing presentations like the one we'll do Thursday night. Now, I've heard a recording and it is very business focused. There is not talk really about our science or the products really at all. It's more about an opportunity, and it's about Josie will share her story, I'll share my story, but it's really beautifully done. It talks about the times we're living in right now and just really having that second opportunity or that second stream of income. So if you know people in your life, or even if you don't know their story, but you think of someone and you just don't want them to be left behind, or you would love for them to have the same opportunity that you've had, this might be a great thing to plug them into just as a possible thing they might be interested in the future, even if the time is not right for them right now. So that's Thursday at 7 o'clock. And I'll send more information on that later too, but just really think ahead to that because I think it'll be super good. September Performance Club people already. We've got Kristen Storm, Christy Spaniel, Laura Nowicki, and Natasha Sankey. Whoa, whoa. Congratulations, you guys. Are we in Performance Club? So good. And I just want to point out too, on top of that, like Friday was the first 30-minute session that we did. Here's what we're doing this week, the 30-minute work sessions, because I think 30 minutes, you crank it out and you don't have to worry about the full hour. Sometimes that can be too long because we're all very busy. But Natasha was on there, Crystal was on there in that first one, and they both got customers. And I was like, bam, I love it, love it, love it. Today, Laura came on with me, Laura's Hit Performance Club, and we had to have kind of a little one-on-one session, which was great. And we even after our one-on-one talk, we still got invites done. And she was able to really get her son to commit to going to Life Vantage Academy this Saturday, which I thought was so huge. So this week, I want to do it every day except Sunday, because again, imagine if you took the time every day, even if you can't make these times, imagine if every day you took the time to at least get 2 invites in to ask people if they're open. What would that do for your business? Imagine. Okay. So I posted this in Team Act. Tomorrow night is 7:30. This is all Mountain Standard Time. Wednesdays 11:30. Thursday 6 p.m. I know they're random times, but this is what you're getting. Okay, it's when I can do it. Fridays 11:30, and then Saturday will be right after Life Vantage Academy at 1 o'clock. We'll get together for 30 minutes. We'll be flying high off the information and the training we got, and we'll go and we'll invite people. Okay. This has been posted in Team Act as well. And again, this is your tracker for the bucket list once in a lifetime trip that is going to be brought to you and talked about at Global Convention next month in October in Salt Lake City. So you can get a head start this month. It is fun when you have a tracker out. I had a tracker when I was going after Ireland, made the Ireland trip. And again, you can earn 3 times the points if you enroll a distributor on the Premier or Elite pack, and you can earn 1 point for every customer that enrolls in the activation and energy stack. Okay. Make sure you print that out, you guys. Having visuals around you and those reminders is huge. It's huge for your success. So if you haven't seen yet, we've got a flash sale going on. Whoop, whoop. I posted some shareables in Team Act today. This is something I have been sending personal voice messages to people that I know love the body care line. I have also been using the app. So I've been using the app to send messages and send out in the app. Let's do this right now. I want to show you guys. In the app, there is a body care video that you can use. And I found it under, if you go to the app and then you go to customer, and then you scroll on the blue line all the way over to True Science Personal Care. So customer and then personal care. And if you scroll down a little ways, there is a body care line. You're going to see lots of videos on individual products, but if you keep going, there's going to be one that says body care line, True Science Personal Care. It's 52 seconds. Body care line, True Science Personal Care. And when you find that, just click the heart on the video, and then it will be in your favorites. So that is a video that I have been sending people. And then I will post, oh gosh. Okay. So I've been sending the video. I've been sending these messages. And one gal just said, I need to get back to the basics. I don't know the last time she ordered. Woo! Okay. So I will post the message I've been sending to them in Team Act after this. I can't get it from my phone to hear. I would put it in the comments. I'll read to you what I've said. Here's what I've said. I said, hi. This is Tanya Sheldon, and I'm using emojis too. I did a smiley face. I said, have you heard the news? Our Nerf 2 activated CBD enhanced body care line is now 20% off for the next 48 hours. The sale goes till Wednesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and includes, and I listed the body wash, body lotion, body butter, hand cream, body rub, soothing balm, deodorant, and bath soak. These items are all so luxurious and so moisturizing that it's hard for me to pick a favorite. And then I said, and don't forget your friends and family link that also offers up another $10 off to anyone you know and will credit you back $10 off as well. And then I said, happy Monday. Just message if you have questions. Happy shopping, friend. And then I attached that True Science Personal Care 52-second video. Okay. So I highly recommend taking the time to do that. Tell everyone you know that this is happening, but also put it in your stories. Like, be a promoter of these promotions, because somebody may be waiting on this and they don't even know they're waiting on it. Somebody may be looking for a really clean, great body care line that they can use, and they don't even know that you have it. So don't leave any stone unturned when you share this, because when we have 20% off like this, that's a big deal, you guys, especially again, if you have a new customer that starts, you can offer them another $10 off. And you do that by going to the customers you already have. And let's say I look at Jen Pensinger as a customer and I say, I would love to gift Jen $10 off her next order. So I'm going to use her friends and family link, which I'll find in the app under her name. So I'm going to use that link, send it to Tina, and tell Tina to use this link to shop for her body care. She's going to get 20% off, and she's also going to get $10 off at the end because she's using a friends and family link. Tina checks out, she's happy, she gets all the discounts, and then I get to tell Jen, hey, I just used your link for my friend Tina, so be on the lookout. You're going to have $10 off your order next month. Surprise, right? That's a great thing to do. So make sure you tell everybody. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you guys are just some tools that I think are really important when it comes to the Vitality Living group. Some things I want you to remember to look for. So when you invite someone to Vitality Living, which anyone that wants more information on the product should be put into Vitality Living, right? You could, if someone wants to see the ABC report or they want to see the Nerf 2 video, whichever one you like the best, whichever one brings the passion out of you, you could say, I'm going to add you to our wellness group called Vitality Living in Facebook, and then I'll tag you on a post and you can watch that video. Because by doing that, they're already in a group where they can get social proof after they've watched the video of hundreds of stories. And if they say no, that's okay. No big deal. Go to your app, put in their information, say, what's a good number to text you? Instead of saying, what's your phone number? People just register it differently. When you say, what's a good number to text you? You put in their number and say, I'm going to send it to you through my business app. And then once you've watched it, I'll see if you want more information, right? And then if they want more information, then again, see if they're ready for Vitality Living at that point. And if they're not, then we get them into a presentation to get a full overview, okay? But when you invite them to Vitality Living, what we want to do, they may not always see the notification in their notifications on Facebook that they have been invited. So it's really important you direct them on how to see it, because by you directing them on how to see their invite, this also helps you to know that they've accepted it, and then you know when to tag them on certain posts. So down here you see I circled, don't judge my circles, people. So the 3 lines in the bottom of your phone, you click on those 3 lines, and then once you've clicked on them, they'll go to groups. Once they go to groups, you have this slide, and this slide at the top shows your groups, discover, and invites. When they click on invites, they're going to see that you asked them to join Vitality Living, and that's where they can accept. Okay. If for some reason they said they accepted, this is what it'll look like when they click on invites. It'll show review your invites. They can look through all of them. This is where they can click join group. So you can direct them and say, once you see mine, click join group, and then I'll know you're ready to go. If for some reason they say that they didn't see it, they don't see it in their invites, but you know you've invited them, here's how you can send a reminder to invite them again, or double check to see if maybe they already got in by default. You'll go to Vitality Living on Facebook and you'll see all the members at the top. Click on the 3 dots at the end, okay? Once you click on those 3 dots, you can right away go into this search engine, and in this search engine, you can type in their name. If when you type in their name comes up, they're already a member in the group, okay? If their name does not come up, go to invited, click on invited, and once you click on invited, type in their name again, and then more than likely their name is going to pop up, and then you can send a reminder to them. And then as soon as you send the reminder, tell them again to check their notifications through groups, go into invites at the top, and it should be there, okay? So that's how you can take care of that without having to worry about, having me do it. How to see, yes, how to see invited. I'll go back one more time. How to see if they have been invited. Do you mean this, Laura?
No, actually, Tanya, sorry. I mean, how to see who I've already invited, just to make sure that I follow up.
There's not an easy way to do that. The easiest way that I would think is when you, let me share with, nope, I want to share my screen. Let me show you guys. It's going to be kind of time consuming, but this is the only way that I could think to. Three amigas. I love it. Okay. It's going to be, it always does that. Can you guys still hear me okay? Okay. I get annoyed with myself when I hear that. Okay. How do you see who you invited? So here's the easiest way that I can think of. Go to Vitality Living. And when you click on those three dots at the top again, when you're in a group, that group is going to instantly show you the friends that you have in the group. So when I click on those names, it'll show me who's blocked, but now it says right here, friends. So it's going to show, this is where I would look, because if you added somebody, they're a friend of yours. So you're going to have to go through this list to see who is not in LifeVantage that's in there, but might be somebody that you've invited that you can follow up with. It's going to be a little time consuming, but you can go pretty quickly as well, because you know who you put in there, or you know if somebody's in LifeVantage or not. So hopefully, does that make sense, everybody? I'm going to read the chats really quick again. Okay, perfect. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to go over with you guys, because I just really want to empower you guys to be as resourceful as possible. I'm going to start with this actually. So we had Skip Campbell here on Saturday. He was freaking awesome. And he reminded me of the fact that we make this business too hard. We make it way too hard. Skip Campbell stood in front of the room, you guys, as a Master Pro 10 with a Baller Pro Tandem. And he talked about the fact that when he was a doctor, when he was a chiropractor, he remembers thinking to himself, if I could come up with one of these four categories, a pill for one of these four categories, I would be a millionaire, maybe even a billionaire. And I remember one of them was growing more hair, right? Ours has kind of been proven to do that for some people. Growing more hair. One was along the lines of Viagra, already done. Another one was weight loss, like losing massive weight with just one pill. And the fourth one was an anti-aging pill. And he went on to talk about, like, he's shaking this bottle, right? And he's reminding us, he said, we have a product that has over 30 peer-reviewed studies that no one even comes close to today. Like, we are still so far ahead of the curve. And his passion that he had for what we have our hands on, like, it just made you realize, like, I have to talk to more people faster. I have to get out of my own way. I have to stop getting caught up in the science and what the studies say and all the things that it does, and just use the tools that have been given to me and do the do. We all have to do this more frequently. And I went back and I'm like, and I think I did a poll too on TMAC just to kind of see this. But when we look at the launch guide, this is something that you go over when you bring in a new distributor. It's 3 pages long. And the second page of the launch guide is our system. It's ITT. And it is vital that every single one of us believe in this with our whole heart. And the more we do it, the more belief and confidence we're going to have in this process. But all our job is to ask somebody, are you open to learning how to take control of your health? Are you open to learning how to take control of your life? Are you open? I thought of you because, are you open? I think you'd be amazing at this, and I would love to work hand in hand with you and change a lot of lives. Are you open to another stream of income? Are you open? That is our only job. Are you open? If they say yes, right? Now we send them that first video. And the first video you use, it's the one, like I said, that brings you the most passion. Maybe it's the Nerf 2 science video. Maybe it's the ABC video. I want you to know both of those videos are in Vitality Living in the announcements. So again, if someone is open, you can lead with, okay, I'm going to invite you to our wellness group on Facebook called Vitality Living, and I'll tag you in the post and you can watch the 4-minute video, or you can watch this 11-minute ABC investigative report. After you've watched it, I'll see if you want more information. But again, by doing it in the group, adding them in there, tagging them on that post, they're instantly surrounded by social proof of other people using the products and all the comments that are in there. That's why that is a good thing to be your first avenue. But again, if they say no, they're going to tell you no. Well, then you can send it to them anyway, and you can utilize the app, which will help track your progress, right? So they've watched the video. You've sent them that first touch. You asked them, what did you like best about what you saw? I like that they couldn't differentiate the blood between 8-year-old and 20-year-old. Oh my gosh, me too. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Do you guys know, even still today, when I talk about that ABC report with people, people's jaws drop. And it was done in 2005. How many years later is that? I don't know. I'm like, I can't do them. I don't know. That's a lot of years later. And people, their jaws still drop at the fact of what that ABC report did. Okay. So ask them a couple times, what did you like best? Get them talking positive about what they liked in the video that they saw. And then you simply say, are you open to learning more? And if they say yes, now we're going to get them to an overview. You're going to pick your favorite pre-recorded presentation, or you're going to plug them into one of the Tuesday or Thursday nights. We know without a doubt, every Tuesday, every Thursday, there is a presentation that is taking place. Isn't that a gift? Isn't that a simple system that you always have something to plug them into? And if you're going to plug them in, you better be plugging in with them, right? So you can see the same information they saw. And now my friend Tina, she's watching the overview. She's on Thursday night watching the overview. So what am I going to do when she's done? Am I going to answer all of her questions, even if I know the answers? No. Now I'm going to go to 3-way validation. Now I'm going to let Michelle know, hey, I've got my friend Tina. She's on the Thursday night call. She's watching it now. When she's done, will you be available to help me and just share your story and answer her questions? Third-party validation. And because Michelle has been around for a while, she's going to know to help me. Maybe before, after. Okay. Natasha has a question. No worries. So I plug them into third party right away, because that gives that outside validation again, and I don't have to worry about having all of the answers. If we have to worry about having all of the answers, how easy do you think this is going to be for somebody else? I've had people say to me, what you do though, it's so hard. You need to know so much information. That's the worst thing we could hear, you guys. It's the worst thing we could hear. We want them to look. I remember once even doing third party and telling my friend, look, I'm going to get you on the phone with my friend Michelle. Here's why I'm doing it. I could probably answer your questions, but I want to work with you. And I think you'd be amazing at this. So I need you to see how simple this business can be. So instead of me answering your questions, I've got my friend Tanya on hold. I'm going to merge her in and she's going to answer them for you. And that was it. She wasn't offended. She wasn't mad. She was like, okay, right? And that's all we did. This circle of life, if you did this 25 times a month, ITT, making your list 25, and look, there's even closing scripts here, right? Are you clear on what to do next? You need recommendations. But again, this can be what the third party validator does for you. If you need help with the closing, you let them know that. So launch guide, page 2. This is our system. You should look at this all the time when you're feeling stuck and remind yourself of how simple it can be and how tough maybe you're making it for yourself. So in saying that, I just wanted to remind you too, on Team Act, some ways to find some things that you can look at. They've kind of changed what it looks like, but the discussion is always going to be like the feed and what people have posted. But if you see here, it says topics in the group. There's a lot of them. But one of the topics in the group is opportunity presentations. So if I click on this, it's going to show me all the pre-recorded presentations that are in Team Act that I could watch or listen to them while I'm working out, whatever it is, with the intention that I'm going to find my favorite, right? And once I find my favorite, then I'm going to save it in my notes. I'm going to save the link in my notes. And that will be the overview that I always send to people if they can't plug into a live one, right? There's stuff on hair care. There's stuff for your stories, for social media. I think we should collectively as a team continue to feed this. If you are doing a story and you think it's good or whatever, like post it in Team Act. And after you posted it, if you go to edit, it will allow you to put a hashtag associated with it so that as a team, we know we always have access to information that we can put in our stories and not worry about recreating things. That's a gift. And the other area I wanted to remember to point out to you is guides. Under the guides, there are things that you could look at for a long time. So new distributor training, we've got the launch guide in here, where to find the first touch and the overview, the one person big difference site, scripts on inviting. This might be something that every once in a while go through these as well because they're fundamental. And I think we forget the fundamental things. We get in our heads and we make it too tough instead of going back to the basics. The DMO, if you did the DMO every single day, imagine what that would do for you, right? Adding new people, talking to new people. Customer care, how to take care of a customer, sending them a welcome email, making sure they get the health checklist so they can mark where they're at before they start the product and where they're at after they've been on it. All that's in here. Personal development, right? If you want to start your day listening to something that will rev you up, go to the personal development link, find something there. More social media posts that you could use. Network marketing development to build your belief in the industry. That's huge too. So use this information here. Be resourceful with what is on our team page and let it help build your belief so that when you are talking to somebody and you start that launch guide, you have the foundation of the confidence you need to make it simple and look simple for the person you're talking to. That makes sense? Okay. Natasha, what's your question?
Okay, so excuse the laughter behind us. So
Tiffany is distracting and it's not any of our fault. It's just Tiffany's.
anyways, so my question that I asked Tiffany was, I love the ABC video and I send it to a lot of my prospects, but my question is like, why haven't they done like an updated video? Because at the end of the ABC one, there's like, they say that they're doing like studies on mice and blah, blah, blah to, you know, see how, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just sitting here, I'm like, okay, but I want to, it's like, you know, how many years later, I want to know what they did, you know, or even if LifeVantage has that updated video.
So because of the ABC report, like LifeVantage doesn't own the rights to that. And in the world we live in today, ABC News, that's not their priority to just talk about a pill, right?
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
probably never be done on their side. But the great thing is if somebody were to ask you that, you can have the posture and saying, look, when that happened, there was one study. Guess how many came because of that ABC report? Now we have over 30.
Yep. And
right?
that's exactly, it was funny because I was getting a massage today and I was literally talking to my massage therapist about this exact same thing.
Mhm.
And she's super interested, but as I was saying it, you know, I told her, I was like, that was way back in 2005, you know, like they've had so many more like studies and like big like colleges and stuff like that have done research on it too. So it's just like, it's definitely grown, but then I was like, please don't ask like what they've come up with like on all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't know what to say, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I used to feel that way too. When someone would ask me that, I'm like, oh, that's a great point. But it's just having the confidence of the fact that we do have updates. We have over 30 studies that came from that show the updates. And because of this one product, now we have a whole collection of products that open different pathways in the body. Isn't that amazing? Right? It's all about you bringing it back to a positive light instead of allowing them to shed the negative on it. And that
Yeah.
comes with practice. It really does, right? But that's again why third-party validation is so strong. Like, even if you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you guys are making me laugh now. Tiffany.
Isn't
Tiffany. It's Tiffany.
I literally on mute.
You guys have to plug in separately next time.
I know. I told her, I was like, Tiffany,
I told her
say
she's
this
not
with,
welcome
say
here
this with
anymore.
all the love. I was like, but I'm gonna punch you if you don't shut up.
Oh my gosh. But even if you find yourself in a situation where someone asks you a question and you feel kind of stumped by it, it's okay to say, you know what, that's an amazing question. I don't know the answer right now, but I know people that do. Do you mind if I call them right now? Or do you want me to get back to you with someone and they can answer that for you? Like, it is okay to say that. Have the
Okay.
posture with that and be unafraid to do it. Okay.
Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Laura, did you have another question?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to piggyback on that and I guess clarify, because one thing that I had always heard is that Johnquinones is still taking our product 16 years later.
Right.
And so I think that's pretty powerful to follow up. The study that they refer to, I believe, is the NIH study that just was released like a year or two ago. And so to highlight how long it takes for that research, to come out, this is where I get into professor mode and too sciencey. But we have that study that they referenced. And so we are now the only patented natural product that has been in a 15-year study. And we had very favorable results.
Yeah.
And I have one other thing that I always follow it up with too. And now I can't remember it. But anyway. Johnquinones. People seem to know Johnquinones. I didn't know who he was, but the fact that he still takes it, I think, is also powerful.
I agree. I've heard that too, that when people, if any distributor has seen him in the airport, which is typically where they'll see him, that's always a question he gets. Do you still take Protandim? And he's like, every day. That's always what we hear, is he says every day. So have confidence in that too. Priscilla, what's your question? And then we'll wrap it up.
Yes. I was prospecting a couple people last week. And one of them has polyps in her throat. So if I wanted to go either to Vitality Living or to our, to the research, even though I didn't invite her into Vitality Living yet, I could do the research on the ProMed and send it to her, or can I do the research on Vitality Living and send it to her, though she's not on Vitality Living yet? Is it possible to go that way?
So I would, when people want us to get into doctor mode and they want us to answer if this could take care of something for them or not, I think the best thing to do is, how about I put you into our group, Vitality Living? You can look around and I will look and see for you as well, once you're in there, if there are stories that relate to yours. And then say, but on a side note, something else that we could do is go to Google Scholar and type in oxidative stress and then whatever they're dealing with. And if something comes up, articles come up that are linking the two, there's a very good chance. And we can never guarantee, but I always tell people, for me, when I did my research and I linked oxidative stress to anything I could think of in my family history, if there were studies that came up linking the two, that said to me that there is a chance that this could give me a better life and a longer life and possibly not have to deal with things that my family dealt with. So Google Scholar is another good place to go.
Okay, I'll make a note.
Okay.
I was driving about and delivering some medications to a friend's mother that's out of town. That's the reason I was late of coming into
No
TMAC.
worries, Priscilla.
But thank you. Like I said, I cannot guarantee, I told her
Right.
about the polyps, but she told me the polyps are benign and she didn't have to have surgery because otherwise you might chance that she might, lose her voice
Right.
by nicking the vocal cords. But I said, but what I know is I love it, and people that take it are seeing a significant difference in their health.
That's
That's
perfect.
all.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
Your
I didn't-
passion and belief. I think that's
Yes.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exactly
Awesome.
what I said. Basically,
Okay.
I'm getting my belief out there.
Yay. Good job,
Okay.
Priscilla.
So that was my question. Google Scholar, and then still invite her to Vitality Living.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything before we wrap up? Okay. Thanks for being here tonight, you guys. I love it when people show up. It's so exciting, right? That's what this is about. And I realized that again on Saturday, like being around Skip. I mean, Jen Pensinger was there. Like when you show up, when you plug in, like it's a huge thing. You can't build your belief. You can't get the nuggets you need. You can't have the fire lit under your tush you need to talk to other people if you're not plugging in. You can't do this on your own. But you cannot do it on your own. So plugging in and being open to ask questions too, that's a really big deal. So I'm proud of you guys for being here. We're going to end in prayer. And then after that, those that are not on WHAM, I'm just going to have you log out, and then those that are in the WHAM group, you can stay on and we'll submit our numbers and we'll be done by 8:30. Okay. But let's pray first as a group, you guys, and then we'll be done. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for these amazing people that are here tonight. And I am so happy, Lord, that you brought someone into their life that thought enough of them to bring LifeVantage to them so that we could all know one another and just become another extended version of a big, happy family. Lord, I just pray that you continue to bring abundance, that you open really clear pathways in all of their lives so that they can see clearly without hesitation that you brought this to their life for a very specific reason. Help them to know who to talk to, what to say, where to go, and just be confident in the fact that they have their hands on something that I know you have your hand on. So I just pray that you bless their businesses, bless their lives, keep them all so healthy as they go about this. And thank you so much for all of your gifts and all of your, all the grace that you give to us on a daily basis. In your name we pray, amen. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna stop the recording.